Welcome to Mlc Tv News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the conflict state of Nigeria. I'm Khadijat Mohammed. The headlines: Buhari inaugurates transformation projects in Ogun State. Federal government inaugurates 23-man EFCC governing board. And U.S. Supreme Court blocks Biden's workplace vaccine mandate. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has inaugurated 5 key projects in Ogun State, assuring Nigerians that 2 major federal roads under construction, the Shagamu-Benin Expressway and the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, would be commissioned before the end of 2022. Addressing residents of the state, the president heaped praises on Governor Dapo Abiodun for delivering visionary and trailblazing projects for the people, even in the midst of prevailing and challenging circumstances occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. According to a statement by his media aide, Femi Adesina, the president described Abiodun as the performing governor of Nigeria's gateway state. President Buhari added that the governor is a worthy example of promises made, promises kept. President Muhammadu Buhari has inaugurated over 200 Buffalo-branded operational vehicles and other security hardware procured by the federal government through the Nigeria Police Trust Fund (NPTF) for the Nigeria Police. Inaugurating the vehicles and other security hardware in Abuja, Buhari described the provision of the equipment as part of the ongoing reformation of the Nigeria Police Force. The president, represented by the Minister of Police Affairs, Muhammad Dingyadi, said that the idea was to aid policing in Nigeria through provision of modern infrastructure. Buhari commended the Board of Trustees, management and staff of the NPTF for meticulously and meritoriously completing the project, marking the commencement of the inauguration of numerous interventions. He said the interventions targeted at equipping, training and modernization of policing infrastructure were in line with the federal government's mandates of deepening security and safety nationwide. The president commended the initiative to select the Buffalo Trucks brand, adjudged as rugged and capable of withstanding varied geographical terrains and atmospheric conditions. The federal government has inaugurated the governing board of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The anti-graft agency had been without a board for 6 years. The Senate had on October 5, 2021, confirmed the nominations of Secretary of the Commission and board members of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission after President Muhammadu Buhari sent their names in accordance with the EFCC Establishment Act 2004. Speaking during the inauguration, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, urged the members of the board to be above board, adding that they should work towards policies that will contribute to the fight against corruption in the country. He said, "You are, however, required to put in your best to combat financial and economic crimes in the country." The EFCC chairman, Abdulrashid Bawa, who doubles as the executive chairman of the board, said the agency had 98.54% success rate in the court, adding that with the inauguration, the agency would get better. He said, "We recorded 2,220 convictions, which is the highest ever recorded within one calendar year by the EFCC. The closest to that was in 2019, when the EFCC recorded only 1,280 convictions." The governor of Kogi State, Yahya Bello, has charged the people of the state to continue to live in peace while they do not relent in sharing credible intelligence information with security agencies. Governor Bello said the unflinching support by the residents is helping in eradicating crimes in the state. Bello gave this charge at the 8th-day fidal prayers in memory of Hajara Momo, the late mother of the state accountant general, Jibrin Momo.
Admonish each and every one of us that we should continue to live in peace and unity, live together peacefully, and ensure that we are secured in our various enclaves. Whatever we are doing today, we could achieve the little or modest achievement because you choose to live in peace. Whatever we are achieving today in terms of security, we are able to achieve that because you are able to provide credible intelligence and information to rout out criminals in our communities. I urge you to continue to cooperate with us in government, and inshallah, the little resources we have will work entirely for the people. And inshallah, at the end of our term, we will all have a cause to glorify God Almighty, and of course, that will just be a stepping stone for us to a greater height.
The governor said his administration will continue to protect individuals who give vital intelligence information to the security agencies about the activities of criminal elements in their domain. He said he will continue to prioritize the safety and well-being of the people of Kogi State and their genuine sources of livelihood. The Fidal prayer of the mother of Kogi State Accountant General Hajia Hajarat Momo was held at her residence on 13th January, being the right days after her death. The prayers, which was led by the Chief Imam of Ibira, Salihu Abere, was well attended. Amongst the dignitaries was the Governor of Kogi State, Yahya Bello, and his entourage. Intercessory prayers was rendered for the family, and a special citation of the Holy Quran for the repose of the dead was also held. Hajia Hajara Momo died at her hometown in Okene at age 78 and has since been buried according to Islamic rites. Our reporter has more.
Governor Yahya Bello of Kogi State on Thursday attended the 8th-day Fidal prayer in honor of the mother of the State Accountant General Hajia Hajara Momo. The Kogi Governor Yahya Bello at the event in Nagazi, Okene local government, extolled the virtues of late Hajara Momo. The deceased, according to the governor, trained her children spiritually, morally, and academically, urging parents in the state to train their children properly to make them responsible citizens.
We're able to attain this level of achievement in life because our mothers, Hajia Hajara, Hajia Hawa, raised us in a very virtuous way. And that is why we are where we are today and contributing meaningfully to our community, to our societies, to the whole state, and we're aspiring to contribute meaningfully to the nation at large. I want to use this opportunity to admonish and all of our mothers and our parents, especially our women, to try as much as possible to imbibe virtues. Try to imbibe virtues. Try to imbibe good ways of living and train your children, especially women. Train your children. You may not have all it takes to train your children. Our mothers, we were never born with silver spoon or golden spoon in our mouths. But they were able to train us in a very virtuous way, and today we're where we are.
He maintained that the efforts of late Hajia Hajara Momo has continued to yield positive results as her children were contributing positively to the development of the society. The governor admonished the members of the family of the deceased to continue to work in the training given by their late mother and sustain the bond of unity among them. Governor Bello recounted the relationship between the deceased and his late mother, prayed Allah to grant her soul eternal rest and answer all prayers for the family. In his sermon, the chief imam of Ibera land, Salihu Abere, noted that all mankind will return to God at a time appointed by him and emphasized the need to live a worthy life. He prayed for the family.
اللهم ارحمنا بالقرآن واجعله لنا إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا.
The Ohinohi of Ibera land, His Royal Majesty Ado Ibrahim, said the gap created by the death of Hajia Hajara Momo would be difficult to fill as she was a virtuous woman.
His Royal Majesty, the Ohinohi of Ibera nation, would have loved to be physically present here. He's using this opportunity to ask the Chief Imam of Ibera land, Alhaji Muhammad Salihu Abere, to offer a special prayer for this our mom that has gone beyond, that may Almighty Allah provide her additional firdaus.
His Royal Majesty prayed Allah to grant her peaceful rest and the family the fortitude to bear the loss. Son of the deceased, Dr. Hamid Momo, said the family his mother left behind will miss her greatly and expressed gratitude to all that attended the prayers.
And I believe wherever she is now, she will be smiling. The legacy of love and unity is always emphasizing we should be united, we should love each other. Because where love lives, there will be no problem, no negative things.
Others also poured out their encomium and described late Hajara as a woman of substance, loving, prayerful, and humble.
It's a wonderful woman. You can see that the legacy she laid down is proving itself now. For the gathering of number of people that witness her prayer today.
For what he has done and what he has left behind, we are all very proud of her, and we hope that the children and members of the family will continue to hold the virtues of integrity, obedience to the will of God, and for the service to humanity.
And for most of us who are children coming up, it is our desires and prayers to reach such age. She's a woman of virtue. She has given birth to children who had added value to both the state and the country.
When you want to know how good a woman is, check the life of the children, because he raised the children in a very wonderful way, and so we're able to see that in the life of Kogi State Accountant General and also the senior brother, Dr. Hamid Momo. We want to thank God, and I want to advise women to please take care of their children, bring them up in the way of the Lord, make them to know God, and when they grow up, they will not depart from the teaching of the Lord.
She has raised children that have the love of people at their heart. That is why you can see that the volume of people that are here today to sympathize with the family. Honorable Jibril has touched so many lives in Ebira land and across Kogi State. That is why people got up to him today to come and sympathize with him.
I have been with her for several occasions, and Mama holds me like a son. Mama has died a peaceful woman, a lovely, a godly woman, a lovely woman.
She was always praying for his son and His Excellency, and God has answered our prayer today. And we know that by the grace of God, Almighty Allah will forgive all her shortcomings and grant her Al-Jannah Firdausi.
Dignitaries that graced the prayer include traditional rulers, religious leaders, political appointees, among others. Janet Balagbubu reporting for MLC TV.
Ebonyi State Governor David Umahi has said the state will never be part of Biafra. This is as the governor stressed that the state was better in a fair and equitable Nigeria, reiterating that if anybody tells you about Biafra, Ebonyi State would never be part of Biafra. Umahi stated this at the Ecumenical Center Abakaliki during a reception organized for him after declaring his presidential bid in Abuja. According to the governor, let nobody be afraid of the presidency of an Igbo man. The Igbo man is a builder and not a destroyer. There is no Igbo man that will be the president of this country and would like to divide or destroy it because we have investments everywhere. We are not going anywhere. We will continue to appeal and dialogue to be treated fairly and equitably like other regions of Nigeria. The Department of Physiotherapy, College of Medicine, University of Lagos in Lagos inducted 42 physiotherapists at the old Great Hall of the college. The provost, Professor David Oke, who in his address celebrated the inductees of their excellence, said that 10 persons graduated with distinction in the 2019-2020 section. He challenged the inductees to dream big, act with courage, and dare to change their world. Oke said that the problems in the health sector delivery system of the college are complex and interwoven. He said that it would need the collaboration of physiotherapists, physicians, and scientists in the clinical and basic sciences to advance the frontiers of medical knowledge. Earlier, the college secretary, Dr. Olayinka Obafemi Moses, charged the inductees to be worthy ambassadors of the university anywhere they are. He urged them to work hard, be smart and prove their mettle as physiotherapists who had been well-baked. Obafemi Moses advised the inductees to let selflessness in service delivery be their watchword. Bayero University Kano BUK Vice-Chancellor Professor Sagir Adamu Abbas launched a modern skills acquisition center at the Student Affairs Deanery with the aim of training students to learn tailoring and makeup in order to become self-reliant after graduation. Professor Sagir Abbas said the initiative is part of his promises to enhance and improve the welfare of students in the university. The Vice-Chancellor said the idea is to help the students to acquire the modern skills that would enable them with something to make a living before getting jobs after graduation. He said if taken more seriously, it will be a veritable source of revenue and job creation since governments can no longer provide adequate employment to the teeming youth. He enjoined the beneficiaries to utilize the facilities provided judiciously and use their time efficiently to learn so that after graduation they will remember the university for providing education and entrepreneurship skills. According to the Vice-Chancellor, the management will continue to explore many other avenues and opportunities to strengthen the welfare of students. He commended the Dean, Professor Shamsuddin Umar, for establishing the center and for exemplifying his leadership qualities that are centered on improvement of welfare to students. The Kogi State chapter of Sesame Seeds Association of Nigeria has elected executives to oversee their affairs. The election was conducted at the premises of the Kogi State Agricultural Development Project ADP office in Lokoja. Those elected are Damisa Suleiman, Chairman, Malakai Omakwaja, Vice Chairman, Isaac Sape, Secretary General, Ufana Yenusa Hussein, Treasurer, Aminat Suleiman, Financial Secretary. Others are Ogazuma Dauda Abubakar, Organizing Secretary, Ojapa John Paul, PRO, Shola Ibidun, Auditor General, Ezekiel Alilu Sule, Youth Leader, and Bilikisu Ibrahim as Women Leader. Speaking, Chairman of the Electoral Committee, Ademo Saidu Opanachi, adjudged the election to be free, fair, and peaceful as the election of the new executives were unopposed. Opanachi noted that the new executives are people with impeccable characters and are trustworthy of the positions, urging them to live above board in the discharge of their duties. Representative of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Agene Thomas, explained that in 2020, Kogi State took 4th position as a sesame seeds growing state in the country, but could not maintain her position, charging the new executives to restore the lost glory of the association in Kogi State. Thomas promised that the ministry will support the new executives to achieve set goals, noting that efforts are being made to bring a turnaround to the farmers of the product in the conflict state. In his address, the representative of the national chairman of the association, Abdul Yusuf, said there was need to expand the scope of membership of the association in Kogi State and urged members to pay necessary dues accrued to them. In politics, the North Central APC state legislatures have passed votes of confidence on Mai Malabuni leadership, endorses Governor Yahya Bello for president in 2023. Ahead of the 2023 presidential general election in Nigeria, the North Central states legislatures has passed votes of confidence on the leadership of the governing All Progressive Congress led by Mai Malabuni, stressing that the Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee needs the support and cooperation of all the party faithful to succeed in repositioning the party for a better performance. This was disclosed at the end of one-day extraordinary meetings of the APC states legislatures in the 6 states of North Central zones held at Valencia Hotel, Abuja. According to the convener, the immediate past Speaker of the Niger State House of Assembly, Ahmed Marafa, said the extraordinary meeting becomes imperative for the legislatures to discuss the political future of the zone, vice versa the power equation in the country. He urged members from the 6 states of the zone to see reason why all well-meaning men and women of goodwill to come together and agitate for a fair share for the zone. Also speaking, the Speaker of the Kogi State House of Assembly, Prince Matthew Kolawole, who initiated the meeting over 1 year ago, commended the lawmakers for their quick response to the meeting, noting that their actions go a long way to show their genuine efforts to look after the welfare of their people. He said that since 1960, the zone has been marginalized and neglected in the democratic elected leadership map of the country, despite the endowed human resources that abound in the area. He said it is time for all, irrespective of party affiliations, to rise up and join hands to agitate for the North Central presidency come 2023. The political temper of the country rises ahead of the 2023 general election. Northern political elites and groups have scheduled a meeting at Ariwa House in Kaduna. Among other issues to be discussed in the meeting convened by the Northern Elders Forum included insecurity and how to cage the crime movement in the North. A statement issued by the Secretary of the NEF Organizing Committee, Abdullahi Usman Toro, said we examine the state of the North and its relationship with the rest of Nigeria. He said a number of northern groups and individuals, including Northern Elders Forum, have planned to hold a meeting of northern leaders of thought on Saturday at Ariwa House, Kaduna. January 15 is significant in Nigerian history because it was the date the late Premier of Northern Nigeria, Sir Ahmadu Bello, and many other Northerners and other Nigerians were murdered by military elements in 1966. The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Iyorchia Ayu, has told popular journalist Dele Momodu that members of the party and not leaders will determine who emerge as PDP presidential candidates in the 2023 general elections. Ayu also told the chief executive officer of Ovation Media Group that the PDP has no preferred presidential candidate, noting that the party will provide a level playing ground for all aspirants. Mamadou on Thursday afternoon visited Ayu at the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja, where he formally presented his letter of intent to contest the presidential ticket of the party. Addressing Mamadou in his office in the presence of pressmen, the PDP National Chairman said, "For you to run for office, you must have a strong platform, but the first responsibility I will charge you what to do is to be hard working and build a strong party which we can go into battle with." Mamadou joined the PDP in October 2021, saying the achievements recorded under the PDP administration have been diluted, wasted, or diminished by the present administration of APC. We go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Mlc TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose MLC TV. Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV. With entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. The Ohaneze Indibo has indicated its readiness to present candidates from the Southeast geopolitical zone for the presidential election in 2023. Several presidential aspirants have emerged from the zone, including former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Pius Anyim, Governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, former Governor of Abia State and Majority Whip of the Senate, Orji Kalu, former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Kingsley Moghalu, among others. Leader of the socio-cultural organization, Professor George Obiozo, while speaking on politics today, a current affairs program on Channels Television on Thursday, noted that it is only fair for power to rotate from north to south, and the Southeast getting it for the first time in Nigeria's history. He said definitely the idea of the President of Nigeria from Igbo land is an idea whose time has come. It is politically and morally justifiable. As a matter of fact, it is important that at this time in the history of Nigeria, we will take reasonable decisions in order to heal the nation, give every part of the country a sense of belonging, stop the bickering and reunite the country, and reinvigorate the spirit of nationalism. Responding to another question on why the Southeast should produce the next president, Obiozor said the statistics on presidents and creation of state and local government areas as well as National Assembly have shown that the zone deserves more. The retired ambassador also stated that people of the Southeast are unanimous on the call for power to go to the zone after the tenure of the President Muhammadu Buhari. Former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babachi Lawal, asked a High Court of the Federal Capital Territory to reject the evidence being given against him and 5 others in the ongoing alleged 544 million naira contract scam trial by an operative of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Babachi Lawal, through his counsel, Akin Olujimi-san, raised the objection to the line of evidence being given before Justice Charles Abaza by the witness Dare Folari, when the witness wanted to narrate what happened at the Commission's digital laboratory on an iPhone belonging to one Musa Bulani. Asking the court to reject the line of evidence, Olujimi said what the prosecution wanted to do through Folari was to smuggle in on evidence earlier rejected by the same court when it ruled against admitting a compact disc on the said iPhone. Counsel for other defendants also aligned themselves with the submission of the senior advocate with the counsel for the third defendant, Napoleon Idelana, informing the court that EFCC had already filed an appeal against the ruling of the court on the rejection of the disc. The prosecuting counsel, Ofem Uket, urged the court to discountenance the objection raised by the defense team, saying that the evidence being given by the witness was not a hearsay, as he was narrating what he and other investigators did at the EFCC laboratory on the iPhone. Having listened to arguments by parties, Justice Abaza adjourned to Friday, January 28, 2020 to give a ruling on the objection raised by the defendants. The planned arraignment of a traditional ruler in Oyo State, Oba Solomon Akinola, on terrorism charges at the Federal High Court in Abuja was stalled due to vehement objection jurisdiction of the court to conduct the trial. Though Oba Akinola was not physically present in court to take his plea, 3 of his high chiefs, Sunday Aderinto, 87 years, Samson Ogumola, 76 years, and Timothy Adewale Aderinto, 71 years, were brought to court under heavy police security. However, shortly after the 3 chiefs were called to the dock, their counsel, Jima Abdusalam, raised objection to the taking of their plea to the offences alleged to have been committed between May 10th and 21 last year. The counsel predicted his objection on the validity of the charges, insisting that the 3 chiefs, aged between 87 and 71 years, are victims of land dispute between Oko and Aba communities near Obomosho in Surulere local government area of Oyo State. He told the court that it is only the Attorney General of the Federation that can handle terrorism charges and expressed displeasure that pleas colored a communal land dispute as terrorism act, adding that the chiefs cannot take plea on terrorism charges. The lawyer also challenged the jurisdiction of the court to entertain the suit, adding that the chiefs who had spent 37 days in police detention were not properly brought before the court. The problem was compounded by the inability of the prosecution to counter the oral objection of the defendants with any authority of the law. Inspector General of Police filed the terrorism charges against them through an officer in the legal department of the force headquarters, Ojikalu. The criminal charges, among others, indicated that the defendants, while armed with dangerous weapons comprising cutlasses and knives, allegedly conspired and invaded Aba community in Oyo State and kidnapped 3 people in addition to inflicting various degrees of injuries on their victims. Kwara State Police Command has condemned a report by an online medium describing the state as a new haven for kidnappers. The profiling, according to statements by the command spokesman, SP Okansami Ajayi, said the report is baseless and against the interest of the public. He said, while the security community, in full support of the state government, continues to work together to curtail breaches which are sadly of the copycat syndrome, it is dangerous for anyone to hide under the unfortunate situation to undermine the efforts of the police by unnecessarily tagging the state as a haven for kidnappers. Everyone has a duty to promote public order and avoid statements that could create unnecessary apprehension in the minds of the citizen. It will do everyone, especially some unsuspecting members of the media, a lot of good to avoid unknowingly giving cheap publicity to criminals whose major oxygen is undue media attention and lionization of their antics. Kwara remains about the safest state in the country as confirmed by the IGP during his recent visit to Kwara State. Notwithstanding, the command remains alert at all times in addressing any unfortunate incidents with credible intelligence and resolute policing methods. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, on Thursday grilled socialite Obi Iyebo, popularly known as Obi Cubana, for his alleged link to the illegal narcotic business. It was learned that Iyebo, who is the chairman, Cubana Group of Companies, was grilled for about 5 hours at the Abuja headquarters of the NDLEA before he was granted bail and asked to return at a future date. Impeccable sources told our correspondent that suspicious payments were made into Cubana's account by 3 convicted drug leaders from Malaysia, Nigeria, and India. Operatives of the NDLEA and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission have now widened the probe into Cubana and his business network based on the premise that he may be involved in the drug business. The socialite was allowed to go home in order to get some documents which would be presented to the NDLEA. The Ondo State Security Network Agency, known as Amotekun Corps, has said it rescued 17 travelers who were attacked by a gang of robbers along the Ifira Akoko Ido-Ani Road in the Akoko Southeast local government area of Ondo State. The corps said the travelers were going to Abuja from Lagos State on Tuesday when the robbers attacked them at the bad portion of the expressway. 2 members of the gang were arrested by men of the corps, but 1 died at the hospital. Parading the suspect at the command headquarters of the corps, Alaba Akure, the state commander of the corps, Akogun Adeleye, said the suspect shot at his colleague during an argument after the operation, adding that the robber gave up the ghost at the hospital. He was taken to for treatment. Adeleye explained that the robbers engaged his men in a shootout, but the hoodlums were overpowered, and one of them, identified as Musa Jamil, was arrested. He said an 18-passenger bus was waylaid and led into the bush along Ifira Akoko. We were reliably informed that the vehicle was attacked just outside Ifira Akoko on its way to Abuja. The 32-year-old suspect, Jamil, who claimed to come from Okene, Kogi State, said he was introduced to robbery by his friend, adding that it was his first time getting involved in a highway robbery. And in our foreign news, the European Union will impose sanctions on Mali in line with measures already taken. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, agreed a raft of restrictions against Mali on Sunday, including the suspension of financial transactions over the interim authorities' failure to hold democratic elections next month as agreed following a 2020 military coup. Borrell said the EU move was also a response to the arrival of private military contractors from the Russian Wagner Group, whose members are mostly ex-service personnel. France has thousands of troops fighting Islamist militants in the Sahel region and in December joined 15 other countries, mostly European states, operating in Mali, in condemning the possible arrival of mercenaries. In December, the 27-nation EU imposed sanctions on Wagner and set up a new sanctions regime for Mali with a view to targeting the junta. French officials have said consultations are underway between France and its European partners on how to respond and whom to sanction. Decisions are likely by the end of January. The U.S. Supreme Court has blocked President Joe Biden's rule requiring workers at large companies to be vaccinated or masked and tested weekly. The justices at the nation's highest court said the mandate exceeded the Biden administration's authority. Separately, they ruled that a more limited vaccine mandate could stand for staff at government-funded healthcare facilities. President Biden, whose approval rating has been sagging, expressed disappointment with the decision to block common-sense, life-saving requirements for employees. He added, "I call on business leaders to immediately join those who have already stepped up, including 1/3 of Fortune 100 companies, and institute vaccination requirements to protect their workers, customers, and communities." Former President Donald Trump chaired the court's decision and said vaccine mandates would have further destroyed the economy. The administration's workplace vaccine mandate would have required workers to receive a COVID-19 shot or be masked and tested weekly at their own expense. It would have applied to workplaces with at least 100 employees and affected some 84 million workers. It was designed to be enforced by employers. Opponents, including several Republican states and some business groups, said the administration was overstepping its power with the requirements, which were introduced in November and immediately drew legal challenges. On sports, let's join Jonah Malik for updates.
Hello, welcome to Sport Updates. Host Cameroon brought a goal-shy African Cup of Nations to life on Thursday as Captain Vincent Abubakar and Karl Toko Ekambe both scored twice in a 4-1 defeat over Ethiopia that takes the indomitable Lions of Cameroon through the knockout stage with one group game to spare. Cameroon were the only team out of 24 at the tournament to score more than a single goal in the opening round of group matches when a brace of Vincent Abubakar penalties saw them beat Burkina Faso 2-1 on Sunday. In the second match of the day, Burkina Faso forward Brema Bande scored to help the Stallion beat Cape Verde in Group A. The 23-year-old was on hand to guide home Issa Kabro's delivery with his chest into the unguarded Cape Verdean goal 6 minutes before the break. The Stallions, who lost their opening match to host Cameroon, came into the West African Derby without captain Bertrand Traoré, who tested positive for COVID-19. Burkina Faso now move to second place level on point with Cape Verde 3 points behind host Cameroon, who have booked their place in the last 16 with a 4-1 victory over bottom place Ethiopia. Organizing Committee of the 2021 African Cup of Nations has dismissed the Tunisian Football Federation protest on the officiating of their team match with their Malian counterparts. The committee met late Thursday to deliberate on the Group F match played on Wednesday, which had ended 1-0 in favor of the Malians. After examining the protest of Tunisia and all the match officials' reports, the committee decided to dismiss the protest lodged by the Tunisian team. It also decided that the match result will stand as 1-0 in favor of Mali, CAF said in a short statement late Thursday. Zambian referee Gianni Zikawe, with some inexplicable decisions, he had twice ended the match before the stipulated time, leading to comical senses after the game. Britain's Andy Murray and Dan Evans reached the Sydney Tennis Classic semi-finals by winning their last 8 matches on Thursday. Murray progressed when David Goffin retired with a knee problem after the Scot had won the first set 6-2. The former world number 1, 34, was joined by Englishman Evans, who beat American Maxime Cressy 6-4, 7-6, 7-5. Murray will play another American Rally Opeka on Friday, with Evans taking on top, said Alan Karatsev. Moore produced some impressive tennis the day after being pushed all the way into a 3-hour match with Georgia's number 23rd Nikolias Basilavi, who he will face in the opening round of the Australian Open. The 3-time major winner rose into a 3-0 lead and saved break point at 3-1 with Goffin, overhitting his second serve return. The Belgian 8th seed, whose 2021 season was ended early by a new issue, called for a trainer for treatment on his knee before deciding he could not continue. It is the first time Murray has won the 3 matches in a row at tour level since taking the European Open title in October 2019. He will now take on 6'11" in Opelka in the last 4, Murray's first tour level semi-final since he triumphed in Antwerp. Evans, who is due to face Goffin in the opening Australian Open match, kept alive the possibility of an all-British final in Sydney by overcoming 24-year-old Cressy in just under 2 hours. The 31-year-old, who warmed up for last year's Australian Open by claiming his first ATP title at the Morris River Open in Melbourne, has won all 5 of his single matches this year, having claimed 3 wins at the ATP Cup. And that's sports update on Mlc TV. I am Malik Jonah.
And for more on entertainment, let's join Matthias Ayodeji.
On entertainment news today, American model and reality TV star Kylie Jenner has become the first woman to reach 300 million followers on Instagram. The billionaire cosmetic guru beats the former most followed woman on IG, Ariana Grande, who is now the second position. Grande is tied with music star Selena Gomez with 289 million followers each. Jenner, who has been on a low-key on the social media platform, only broke her social media silence on Christmas Eve, sharing a photo of her mother, Kris Jenner. She is expecting her second child with her partner, Travis Scott. Scott has been caught in a series of lawsuits since his concert last year, which led to loss of lives. Instagram was created by Kelvin Systrom and Mike Krieger in 2010. It was bought by Facebook in a $1 billion deal in 2012. Other popular users of the platform include footballers Cristiano Ronaldo with 390 million followers and Lionel Messi with 300 million followers. Still on entertainment news, BBC One talent show judge, radio host, and award-winning Nigerian-British gospel singer Muyiwa Olaniwaju has been awarded an OBE in the Queen's Birthday Honour List 2020. The vibrant performer is known to television audiences as a star of Songs of Praises Gospel Choir of the Year. He has been hugely instrumental in popularizing the gospel music genre on a global scale by mixing traditional gospel music with elements from Africa, the Caribbean, and Asia with soul, R&B, and pop. Given the honor for his music service, Muyiwa has brought his unique style to music fans around the world as he toured with legends such as Stevie Wonder and Mariah Carey. He has worked alongside superstars Bob Dylan and Lauryn Hill. Prince William handed the OBE medal to Muyiwa at the event on the 12th of January 2022. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for Mlc TV.
That is today's news package. Do join us tomorrow via this platform. For your event coverage for news, sponsorship and advert placement, call the numbers displayed on your screen or visit any of our social media handles to drop your comments for us. Like our Facebook page, Mlc TV, Instagram, Mlc TV 2021. Subscribe to our YouTube, Mlc Tv. I am Khadijat Mohammed. Thanks for staying with us.